Hello, and today we'll be making a vegan version of holiday cake. I have here soaked overnight mixed fruits that we get at the local supermarket. So this is raisins, cherries, black currants, lemon peels, orange peel, and all the fruits that you'll find in a mixed fruit container that you usually get at the local supermarket within the Caribbean. And people use this to make black cake, and it's soaked in a black wine. As a vegan, I do not use eggs. The substitute is flaxseed. This is like the seeds. See that? That's the flax or linseed, depends on where you live. So I'll be grinding in my NutriBullet for like 30 to 60 seconds to get into a very fine powder. A cup and a half of flour. This is sea salt. I'm only be using a teaspoon of this. I'll be using half a cup of sugar. I bought this at the local supermarket. Is a rolled oats. What I did, I put it in my NutriBullet and grind it into a fine powder. Gives it a fine, so you can see that. Look, see, the NutriBullet grinds the oatmeal into a fine powder. I'll be adding coconut milk powder. This is sago. This is tapioca pearls, and I put in the blender and I got me a powder. So I find it's cheaper to buy it whole and then grind it yourself, so that you know what's in your product. Because sometimes, I'm not saying that this company does it, but sometimes companies add fillers that are not healthy for you into their product. First of all, I'm going to blend the linseed into a powder. I'm going to chunk this in the NutriBullet, and I'll be right back. So in addition to the ingredients, we'll also be adding some baking powder. I like the idea that they didn't add any aluminum to their baking powder, so I would highly recommend this baking powder, the Lions brand. Into this container, I've added a cup and a half of flour, 2 tablespoons of sago, 2 tablespoons of oatmeal, and I ground the oatmeal and sago into a fine powder. A tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of sugar. And I also added the linseed into this one because I'm going to pour this into this bowl. So this is all the dry ingredients. All the dry ingredients. Make sure you get it nice and scraped out. And I mix it all together. See, look at how nice that looks. And then I'm going to add the wet ingredients to this. So we're going to pour this mellow cream. Oh, lovely. Okay, so we're going to stir that in. And then we are going to also add some oil to this. This is 2 tablespoons of oil. As I often say in these videos, this is a silicone heart-shaped container. Silicone is better than plastic. Let me just quickly add that. And that's the oil. You don't want to add too much oil to this. The body's going to add some flavor. Remember the fruits I showed you earlier? And this is how I have it all chunked up. And I'm not going to add any essence to this, and I'm going to explain why. A lot of the essence that we see on the market in the Caribbean is all chemically made. I believe that we should eat as natural as possible, and if you cannot get pure vanilla essence, you should not use it. All of these chemically made things are what are contributing to a lot of the health problems that we have. So I'm not adding any essence and stuff like this to that. I don't feel as if it needs it. I would have added some nutmeg and cinnamon, but if you want to, you can, but I don't feel as if this needs it. So this is the wet and dry ingredients. We're going to add some water to that. We're going to start with half a cup first, because you want to get it wet but not too wet, because the linseed tends to soak up a lot of water, but I want this cake to have a little moisture to it. If you're using glass containers to mix your ingredients, get yourself some wooden spoons. Every kitchen should have at least 3 wooden spoons. They're a lot more cleaner, more economical. All you have to do is when you finish using it, you wash it and you put it to dry. Don't just drop it in the sink or in your dishwasher with all the other ways, or it's going to create problems. This cake contains flaxseed, which is my egg substitute in there, and it takes in a lot of water. So I'm gonna, oh my gosh, you guys, you should smell this. Look at how that looks. Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm a foodie. I love food, and I love good food. And I could smell good food when I smell it. When it contains chemical, my body goes, ew, ew. Don't bring that here. Ew, that contains something that's wrong. When it smells whole food, this is like whole food, my stomach get all excited. It start producing juices and waiting for me to send it down through my mouth and my esophagus and through my digestion into my stomach. So this one is, oh my god, look at that. That is so good. So I'm gonna leave this for like 5 minutes so that linseed can soak up some of this water, because I want it to give me a nice moist cake. So I'm gonna put this one side for 5 minutes and then make it into a loaf, because I'll be sharing it with my family. Let's talk about these loaves. These are made from aluminum. They're not the ideal container to bake in because of the aluminum. So what I do is I get myself some baking paper and I line the pan with baking paper, and then I pour the mixture into the pan. So this might give me 1, 2, probably 3 loaves. Yeah, 3 loaves. And yeah, it feels nice, and that's how it's supposed to feel. So I'm gonna, so always don't just pour your stuff into pans like this because of the aluminum. It's probably not even that safe, because even with the baking paper, but if you can buy stoneware, get a better flavor bread. All the ingredients just nicely marinate together and taste very nice. We're gonna line the pans with non-stick baking paper, and I'll be right back. Our batter's been soaking for approximately 10 minutes. So now we're going to put the batter into the oh my god, this smells so good. This smells so good. So good. You can smell the fruit. It smells so far. And it's going to be a nice dense vegan cake. There's no eggs in here. There are no animal products. Everything is all plant-based. And it's a lot healthier and more filling. I've done this before and it went very quickly because it tastes so good. And it's not too sweet in it. This contains fiber from the flaxseed and from the sago. The flour is also enriched with nutrients. So this is going to be a very hearty, healthy cake compared to in the traditional cake where you make it with eggs. This is a lot healthier. And it contains only natural ingredients. And I'm going to bake this in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes. And I'll be right back with the finished product. Hi guys, welcome back. And here is the finished product with our holiday cake, our vegan holiday cake. See, look at that. Mmm, yummy, 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 yummy. And oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that. 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 Let me taste it. Mmm. Oh my god. Guys, you have got to try this recipe. Scam, you see that? Look at all the fruits in there. And it's moist. When I was small, and the older kids and the adults eat and they didn't want to share, they would say, when I eat, you swallow. Who remember doing that? To be honest with you, I've done it several times. When I'm eating and I've already shared, and kids come around and ask them why, I was like, okay, when I eat, you swallow. And you know what, kids actually, when you chew, they actually swallow. You could put this in a bigger container and fold this all the way up if you want to, but I didn't want it like that. I wanted it to where into like lengthways and then cut into like bite sizes. That's how I like to eat my cake. But I'm going to share with my family, and I hope that you will also try this recipe. But if you try it and you put like in a cake pan, you probably could do that. I just wanted snack bites for me to eat, and this is what I did with it. Kids will love this, and it's very filling. Thank you guys for watching, and during this quarantine season, please be safe. Keep your hands clean, keep your hands from your face as much as possible. Always wear your mask when you're outdoors among people, and be kind to one another. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.